Commissars Log, day 20. That's it. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I've got nothing else. I've tried everything. I feel sorry for the cadets as well. You know, they've stuck with me through the entire thing, trying to figure this out, and all we keep doing is run into brick walls. I just don't know where to go from here. So I didn't go down to the training grounds first thing this morning. What I did instead was made my way to go see the base commander. Well, at least attempt to see the base commander. And when I got there, they wouldn't let me in. What? They disallowed a senior commissar from seeing the base commander? It's ridiculous. They gave me some feeble excuse that he wasn't ready to see anybody at this time. So, you know, I asked them when would be a good time to see him. They told me they didn't know, and I'd need to speak to his aide first of all. I stormed off to find the aide, and I did find him. Ugh, snivelling runt of a man that he is. Doesn't even look like he's seen a battlefield, let alone fought on one before. Perfect for the job. I asked him when would I be able to see the commanding officer, and he laughed at me. He said he had far too many prior engagements that were far more important than speaking to me, and it'd be several days before he'd even consider the time for it. No good. So that was that. He pretty much blanked me after that point, no matter what kind of threats I threw his way. So I left. I had to consider my options. Who else was there on base that I could speak to? Most of the battle groups that are stationed here I haven't even worked with before, except for the 601st. Yeah, so I made my way over to their barracks, see if I could find out who was in charge. And luckily for me, it was Cass. If I speak to him, at least he'll humour me. So I asked them where Cass was at this time, and they told me that he'd been called to the stockades to sort out some problems with a couple of his troopers that had been causing trouble. Didn't know what kind of trouble, couldn't get any more information out of them other than that. Off to the stockade I went. When I got there, spoke to the person on the front desk. Asked them whether Cass was actually there or not, and they said yes he was. Bad thing was, he was in hearings all day to do with the troopers that were in custody, so I wasn't going to get to speak to him today. There seems to be no one on base who I can both trust and actually get the opportunity to speak to them. Brick walls everywhere. Oh, I just don't know what I'm going to do. So I only had one choice left, and one that I did not want to explore. I was going to have to contact the inquisitorial ship. At least if I can speak to them, they're going to listen to me. I mean, they're going to have to question something about a Xenos incursion that's going on down on planet, surely. So I made my way to the comms office. I asked them for a private channel, and when I was sure that no one else was watching, I made the call. It took several attempts before I managed to get through to somebody. They probably weren't too happy about somebody contacting them from the ground anyway. But when I did manage to get through, it was an acolyte that picked up. I explained to him the situation, and the response that I got was not one that I was expecting. He turned around and told me that if there was some form of Xenos incursion going on ground, they would already know about it, and that as soon as they have a ship in orbit, the problem would have been rectified by now. I asked them what they was doing in orbit. I obviously didn't like that question because he cut the line to me straight away. So I spent the rest of the day pacing back and forth, trying to think of something, anything of what to do. But I'm at a loss. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll go and speak to Cass or something. And Icepack? What are you doing here?